Welcome in, everybody, to the 2024 NLF National Championships. Mark Dixon, joined by Steve Panarelli, and we are underway here with the 2029 championships. Now we got to put our thinking caps on, Steve, and figure out 2029. That is rising. Where are we?
Eighth, I believe.
Rising eighth grade.
There you go.
All right, we'll get it figured out. First of 5 today. You've got Eclipse out of Connecticut taking on Fusion out of the Philadelphia area. Again, rising eighth graders. It's been a great weekend of lacrosse here at Stony Brook as well as in Farmingdale.
Yep.
Some of the younger age groups playing in that Farmingdale area, the older age groups playing here at Stony Brook. But what a treat for these young players to get to play on a college field, college stadium, on a national stream. Eclipse with the ball, trying to figure out this Fusion defense. 12-minute running quarters. Shot inside, saved by the Fusion netminder.
Play on the inside there, drew the slide, just a simple pass to the inside, just not able to finish, and like you said, nice save from the goal.
Fusion, after a defensive stand, is able to get the ball onto offense. This tournament recognized as the best in the country is Eclipse. Goaltender picks up the ball and gets it out. And Eclipse in the blue, Fusion in the white. These teams played twice on Friday. A handful of games yesterday to get to this national championship game. In the playoffs, Fusion was able to beat West Coast Stars 9-2, and Eclipse beat Team 91 Chaos 11-2. So dominating performances from these ball clubs to get to this national championship game.
Both those games put up a lot of points. Expect to see a lot of goals here today.
Little mishandle on the inside, and Fusion is off and away. Steve, you had a chance to check this tournament out. Your nephew playing in one of the younger age groups. What was your takeaway from watching some of the action yesterday?
Well, it's I think both of us would agree, the guys that are playing in the third, the fourth, the fifth grade level, the skills are just so much better than when we were kids,
No doubt.
The amount that these kids are playing throughout the year, not just in this weekend, but all throughout the year. I mean, I know in coaching it now myself, you get going in September and, you're full blast the whole rest of the way. So these guys are just getting so many reps and so many chances, and a nice goal on the inside there. It's Fusion on the board, 1-0 here, early in the first still.
Looks like that was number 27, Kane Primanti.
Take a look, just a nice cut. Tackler doesn't have really too much pressure on his hands. Comes out of that nice roll right there at X. And again, he's got an opportunity to scan the field. Good cut on the inside. Defenseman just can't be trailing there, right? Got to be on the opposite side there, ready to check sticks, but nice play and a nice easy finish on the inside.
Nate Hengst with the assist to Primanti. Sandwich lovers know that name well, Steve. Are you familiar with the Primanti brothers?
I am not. Where's that out of?
So it's out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's a sandwich that has French fries on it.
Okay.
And it's been franchised. We some have popped up in the Maryland area, but
You've had it?
I had it a long time ago. A buddy of mine is a Steelers fan, and we went to watch the Ravens. From being from Baltimore, huge Ravens fan, watch Ravens Steelers, and it was back in my younger days. It was a good going on maybe 27, 28 years ago, and one weekend I lived on Primanti Brothers sandwiches.
There you go.
Cap and cheese. That was the go-to. Fusion back on the offense. Similar play, shot and a goal. Another lefty. This time it's Lake Mulder taking the feed, sets his feet, and just puts it into the bottom corner. And Fusion is off and running, up 2-0.
Came out of that 1-4-1 set, what we call, or I don't know what you call it, but like a mumbo where you pick from the outside, the guy from the inside curls. They didn't get much off of that action, but it was that second cut there to the ball, to the middle. You've got to cover the guys on the inside. You got to communicate on those picks. Probably just best just to switch it on the inside there, but Fusion gets their hands free. And again, back up here 2-0.
Eclipse now has given up 2 quick goals. They will settle it on the offensive end, looking to get their party started here in the national championship game. Again, 12-minute running time, 4 quarters. Each team gets a timeout per game, and it's modified NCAA rules, so you got to be in the box or on a dead ball to call the timeout, offensive zone. There are no dives. It's 20 seconds to get the ball over midfield, and once that 20 seconds has been exhausted, the over and back is activated. Eclipse looking for a matchup. Save. Another nice defensive stand.
Fusion very defensively slow to go, trusting their matchups. They've played really good individual defense so far. You and I were talking before the game, and in any offense, to have any type of success, you got to be able to draw slides. You got to get that defense rotating and moving. And like I said, Fusion right now just trusting their matchups. Nobody's really looking to slide, and they're just winning those one-on-one battles right now.
Fusion back on offense. So far it has been all Fusion. Strong dodge to Cage. Shot goes wide. Nice bouncer by Elijah O. That's what it says. Like, I'm looking at the roster, number 38, Elijah and the letter O.
It's a nice,
I'm
easy
telling
last
you, yeah,
name.
if that's the nickname, if that's the right word. Oh my. O goes to the Cage. Shot fought off. Possession stays with the Futures. Nice feed, good vision. Trash picked up, shot Permani. Top shelf. The feed from Hanks went awry, but Permani picks it up and unleashes a high-to-high rocket. Fusion up 3-0.
I like Hank so far. His game been very creative from behind at X right there. That ball slips through. I'm not sure if that was the intended target, but it worked out for Fusion. But again, getting back to 21. He's got a nice little game. He's quick back there. He's got good vision. Dodges with his head up. And he's found 2 guys now here in this first quarter to help his team take this 3-0 lead.
Nice face-off, tough face-off from Eclipse. Number 17, Max Jacobs, but then he gets bum rushed. Good ground ball pickup on the wing by Eric Cutry. He is depossessed. Number 55, Zach Stroll comes up with it for the Fusion. He gets it out to 17, Brady Place. And this Fusion Futures team, defensively between the lines, very aggressive.
Yeah.
Negated the face-off win by Eclipse.
It was a good, nice over-the-head check. It was a good spot to throw it far away from the goal. You had a double team on. It's a good time to take a chance there, and it worked out for him. And like you said, you negate that face-off win for Eclipse. It'll go down as a win for the face-off, but they turned it back right away.
Colin Golden for Fusion, being defended by Jonathan Veter of Eclipse. Now it's Logan Thomas. Thomas and Hanks have been battling so far here in this first quarter. You can see the size difference.
Yep.
But Hanks is using his quickness and his change of direction. Hanks gets a step above goal line extended. Good closeout from number 14 in blue. Thomas creates a pass that goes awry, but picked up by Fusion. Seth Quinlan with the ground ball. Now he pulls his defender out, and he'll look to have a run to cage.
Good dodge.
Gets his arms free. Shot goes wide.
Well, that's the one thing you said, when I was watching the games yesterday. You get up 3 or 4 goals and you're late in the game. I mean, you could really ice it with the rules. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when we played, 2 or 3 goals with 3 minutes left. You felt like the game was basically over. In these types of rules with no shot clock, I mean, if you get up, you can really bleed a lot of clock.
Yeah. Short time games, running clock.
Yep.
You mentioned no shot clock. And if you're winning, you don't have to do the keep it in either. So it is on the officials to adjudicate this. You can say, okay, let's see some offense. Then you could put the old timer on.
Yeah.
Throw the 30-second on the offense, but those have been few and far between. Yeah, if you're Eclipse, you got to get going here. You got to get a stop and then try to get your offense rolling. Shot doesn't make it to the cage. A lot of blue jerseys. Good man ball in that situation. There's some little cross-check action. I don't know. Defender and you probably. Those checks look to be a little high.
A little high and definitely in the back. It's definitely one thing. No matter what level you play at, you can't push them in the back.
Cutry with the clear. Short time. He gets can opened. That's a nice takeaway check by the Fusion.
They got some nice takeaway guys. Here comes one.
Shot rings off the pipe as the horn sounds. That'll do it for the first quarter of action. It was all Fusion. They lead Eclipse 3-0. 2029 graduating class. NLF National Championship game.
Time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Back at the NLF National Championships, Mark Dixon, Steve Panarelli bringing you all the action. This is first of 5 games being with you here on ESPN Plus. And this tournament, Steve, really the culmination of the summer, the most competitive, the deepest, the most talent in all of the age groups. And entering this season, the NLF, the National Lacrosse Federation, in addition to a bunch of other partners throughout the sport, the emphasis on age verification. This is a situation that you and I have talked about in the past. The reclass, the holdback, the kid that might be, a full year, maybe 2 years older than his competition, especially in the grade and middle school level. So some of the key takeaways: players must play in the class they're in from September to September. A player cannot play down in the summer if they fit the age verification. So in other words, player's going to reclass, they're going to repeat a grade. They can't play down to that grade. They have to play the class they're in from September to September.
Got it.
The 2029 class, these young men playing in front of us right now will be age verified next year. USA Lacrosse was 7th and down this past season. Moving into next year, it'll be 8th grade to cement all of youth lacrosse. And the age window is the window. So if you are a day older, you're ineligible. So, moms out there, tell your OBGYN to maybe hold off.
Yeah, just schedule that C-section another day later.
Yeah. USA Lacrosse and the NLF created the 15-month window as opposed to a 12-month window so it could aid with summer birthdays, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
Some kids are young for their age, playing against older boys, girls. 20 tournament operators have partnered to make sure that these rules are enforced throughout the country, and the emphasis to create equal playing field for all ages and put forth the best competition on the field. So I'm all for it.
You know, it makes a real big difference at the younger ages too, right?
Big time.
When you're talking 6th, 7th, 8th,
Mm-hmm.
and even 9th. But, you know, as you get to the high school level, guys start to level off, right?
Yeah,
17 is 18, 18 is 19. But at this age group and below, especially in the younger age groups, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th grade guys, it's a big difference.
Big time.
You know, you watch just a year older and how much more mature some of those kids look. So it's good that they're doing it. And it's good for the sport. Obviously, it needed to be cleaned up. It's crazy that you have to even have to do
Talk about
that.
it.
But,
Yeah.
you know, people will take advantage wherever they can get one.
No doubt. And we've seen it throughout the college game. You know, you mentioned, you know, in terms of size, high school, college, it all evens out. With the COVID years, the extra years of eligibility, I mean, we're seeing guys, you know, 24, 25 years old playing college lacrosse, and it makes a difference, especially when they're competing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. This was the last year, this 2024 season, really the last year. We have a few Ivy League players, some D3 players still have some eligibility. But really, the COVID years are behind us.
Yeah. Well, I think about it, you know, I was already playing my 2nd year in the NLL, and some of these guys are seniors in college. And I'm like, you know.
Yeah, what's going on?
I would have liked to have played college lacrosse 2 years after, see how I did.
I mean, look, you get hurt. That's
absolutely.
You get hurt or other extenuating circumstances. That's a whole lot different than some other situations. Shot by Eclipse goes wide. Again, the Eclipse looking to get on the board, and that's not going to do it. The run out by the Fusion, white ball.
Eclipse just seems they just seem to have a few more athletes. They just got some guys between the lines that have made some plays. We've seen some really nice takeaway checks. A little bit more physical on the ground balls, and then again, even offensively, they just got some playmakers, right? So they just seem to have a couple more guys that can get up and go, and that's really been the difference here in this first half.
Colin Golden settling things down for this Eclipse offense. Being defended by Jonathan Veeder. Step shot. Doesn't make it to the cage. Rebound shot. Going to have a crease violation. Possession over to Eclipse. And the riding attempt triggered by Christian Caldroni, goaltender for Eclipse. 0-0. Settling it down is Ryan Kim. Eclipse just trying to get something going. He's waiting for Eric Cutry to check into the game, as well as Aiden Kwok. Teague Trainer, short stick D midi, along with Caleb Kegler.
A push from behind there. Refs are letting them play, which I do appreciate that as well.
Sure. Possession back over to Fusion. Goalkeeper for Fusion wandering from his cage.
Well, he's not wandering anymore.
Oh, he's got a purpose. He's going to the cage. Defender says, no, thank you.
Timeout, coach.
Oh, good time.
Good timeout, coach. He let him go for a little while, though. He gave him a chance.
That's Hunter Poet looking to write his name into the scorebook. There we see Poet. He's like, hey, you're not going to pick me up? All right.
He was in good shape for a while. Then he got matched up with a pole.
Get Brady Play saying.
Right here. That's when the timeout was coming. Right now he needs to go lefty. He keeps it in his right hand there.
And you got to, at that point, you got to be all in, right? You can't jog anymore.
No, you got to
go. If you're past the midfield line, entering the restraining box, you've got to put it in another gear. Jude McBride, long pole, said, all right, you want to jog, I'm going to make life difficult for you. See the good look at the Fusion huddle. Nice little wave there from Jackson Gasper. Kids know when they're on camera.
Absolutely. Good for him. You never know when it'll be your next time on, so
that's right.
Take advantage of it. It's funny, they look, from where we're at, the skill-wise, and they look bigger. But then when you get those helmets off,
They're
and
kids.
you see their faces,
Yeah.
you realize quickly that they're young guys.
There's Eclipse. Different color scheme than we're used to for Eclipse, right? Normally, it's like orange and black,
Yeah.
right? And now that's a little bit more patriotic, if you will, a little red, white, and blue action.
I like the look.
Me too. Digging it.
So clock does stop on the timeout.
7.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Fusion saving possession. Now, it's minor. That is their only timeout of the game. So they have used it midway through, or a little bit, almost midway through the second quarter of action here at Stony Brook.
Makes those timeouts extremely valuable.
Yeah.
But that ball goes down with the goalie at the other end. That could have led to a goal. So I think it's still worth the timeout probably.
No question. Kegler with the shot out of the timeout. Goes wide. Hengst will re-trigger. Interesting. Looks like Eclipse has put a short stick on Hengst.
And they're not in the zone, so.
No. So a little bit of a wrinkle, and it pays off.
Yeah.
Good defense by Callum McBride. Creates the loose ball. Can Blue come up with it? They cannot. See, I like that. I like that little wrinkle.
Oh.
Every man's a goalie. Looked like that was Trey Mancusi-Ungaro eating that shot. Nice ground ball pickup by Veeder. And he gets it up to Callum McBride. McBride splits the defense. Good Jets. Nice clear, McBride. Shot and it scores. Nicholas Warden in transition. Credit Veeder. And then McBride with the clear. That was terrific transition offense from Eclipse.
I thought he had more room here. I thought he was going to just keep sweeping right-handed, but finds that point attack. And he did draw the slide there. Good play by him, recognizing that. The point defenseman tried to get back into that shooting lane, but good placement there. Low and far away. Stuck it to that far pipe. Really nice play, and finally gets Eclipse on the board here late in the second.
See if that is what gets Eclipse going. Max Jacobs to the face-off dot, contending with Bo Benelli. Benelli comes up with that one. Going behind the cage. Fogo on Fogo behind the goal. Get off that end line. I think Jacobs thought he put him out of bounds, but referee says no dice.
Face-offs, too, I noticed, are very important in these games. So sometimes these games are 4-3, 5-4. When you're talking that low-scoring type game,
yeah,
the face-offs become even that much more important, especially late in the game.
Well, and you mentioned it earlier, with no shot clock, you win possession.
You could drain it.
I saw it yesterday. So I watched some of the action in the 27s and 28s. My kids are coaching with the Crabs, and the one game in particular in the 2027 division, the Crabs were down by a goal late. Their competition, 91, won the face-off after the score made it a one-goal game and just kind of bled the clock out for last couple minutes. Smart, it's within the rules. You put it on the referees to make a decision. Clips back on the offense. Max Deneen under the watchful eye of number 8, who's not on the roster. So I apologize to his family and friends. I don't know your name, young man. That's a Panarelli move. I wouldn't roster you so no one could figure out who you were back in the day. Right?
I used the pink stick, so they figured it out. They figured out who I was pretty
Stuck
quick.
out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Teague Trainer, short stick D midi. Nice little question mark dodge.
Very good dodge.
And a goal. That is number 8, Max Deneen.
And you're right. Great question mark dodge there, right? Coming from behind. Getting to that 5-5 spot. Let's take a look. Let's see how high he got. Right here. Crosses goal line extended. Yeah, right to about 5-5. Good turn, change of direction right there, knowing that he had the short stick on him as well, that he can get his hands free on that little jump. So really nice play there, nice attack from behind, and gets his team back within one with 3:10 left here to go in the first half. So we got ourselves a game.
Yeah, 2 big goals. And Eclipse wins the next faceoff. It's number 50, I believe. '99, Jackson Gasper. Shows where my eyesight is these days, 50, 99. Hayden Kwok, looks like he's going to initiate the offense from up top against our buddy number 99.
I thought there's always a 99 on every team now.
Will Morcell. Yeah, you get those. Yeah, it used to be unique numbers, and now you get the 99s and the 77s.
Once Paul wore that.
Yeah.
Every team has a 99 now. Usually a 22. Always a 1. A 99.
A lot of zeros these days,
yeah,
too.
Yep.
Nice split. 33 shot and a score. Nice individual effort by Cale Seaman. Just gets inside and underneath the defense on the slow break, and he sticks it. Fusion Futures back up by 2.
I say this all the time. I think this is the best time to dodge. Defenses aren't set. People are still kind of substituting. Look at that. There's no help. There's nobody in any type of position to help. It's a great time to dodge. And you see it happen all the time. And I don't know why teams don't do it more. You get a nice matchup that you feel good about, and you're 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. Great time to go. No help there. And a nice easy play. Ran right by his guy. No help. Went right down the pipe there and able to finish.
And it's that, like, you know, the defense is on their heels a little bit, and they have to read you changing gears.
Yep.
Got a flag down.
And again, early in those possessions, you know, a lot of defense aren't communicating.
Right.
Who's the go? You know, who's the hot guy?
Right.
Or who's going? You're still just kind of getting set and figuring out your matchups, and you catch them kind of sleeping.
Eclipse with the flag down will try to take advantage of this possession. Cruising behind the cage is Eric Cutry.
They could hold, right, and start with it in the third?
They could, yeah. You got 44 seconds
You got plenty
left.
of time, but,
yeah.
But if it gets late and you don't have nothing, you can.
Yeah. Or they might play for a last shot here opportunity. The flag down denotes possession, so.
Yeah.
Don't want the parents being like, short time, you got to go,
Yeah,
shoot.
Oh, you hear a lot of shoot calls. That's one thing I noticed, too.
And there's a shot and a goal. That's nice individual effort by Eclipse, number 33. 35, thank you, Eric Cutry. Big goal, and that should carry over. That should be a manned-up face-off for Eclipse on the ensuing draw.
Take a look here, just pushing right-handed. The last goal we talked about, the question mark, but that time he's able to beat him top side, get his hands free, no help coming, and did a good job. The defender's got to try to get in front, try to turn him back towards X, but gets Eclipse back within 1 right before half.
4-3 is our halftime score. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Sits really low, intimate setting. You ever been here for a football game?
I've been here for a lot of stuff. I don't want to tell you who I beat in the quarterfinals here.
Oh, yeah?
I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to bring that up on air.
High school?
No, it was Hopkins.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was what, 08?
That was a great game.
Yeah. This stadium has hosted a lot of great lacrosse action. I can remember I broadcast here before, America East Championships. Good battles between the Stony Brook teams. Albany has been here many times. UMBC. And then I think it was a NCAA quarterfinal. Stony Brook, Virginia. Back when Kevin Crowley was here.
Yeah.
They had a huge fight right below us on the sideline. That was pretty crazy.
It's a good stadium. It's perfect for lacrosse.
Yeah.
It's not too big, but it looks filled on big games like that.
Yeah.
Just a really nice place to play.
I remember that 08 game, too. That was Rabel was, right?
Yeah.
Rabel's senior year?
No, his junior year.
Junior year, okay.
It was a great game. And then before us was Hofstra UMass, Sean Morris, who
oh, yeah.
his team rallied back from a big deficit late in the game.
Sure.
There's two really exciting games that weekend.
That's great. Yeah, Sean Morris doing a great job with the NLF, hosting us here for the NLF National Championships. We've got a good one, 4-3. If you're just tuning in, the Fusion Futures out of Philadelphia got out to a 3-0 lead. Eclipse has battled back.
Yep.
Eclipse out of Connecticut. We'll see the strategy employed by both of these teams. Again, running quarters, 12-minute, 4-quarter action. Each team gets one timeout per game. The Fusion Futures have already used their timeout. Eclipse still has theirs in their back pocket. Loose ball picked up by Fusion. Mishandled, but then good ground ball work by the Fusion Futures. Blake Mulder with the pickup. It's like a play-on situation. Keeps the ball with the Fusion Futures. And looks like Eclipse has gone back to the matchup of Thomas against Hengst. And Hengst is a good feeder. He uses that. He's smaller in that matchup, but because he's smaller and quicker, he can step away from the size, right?
Yeah, no, like I said, I like his game a lot from watching him here today. And you're right, just great vision, finding guys on the inside, really helping his offense, being a distributor.
That's a nice defensive play by number 12, Tyson Norman, knocking the ball down for Fusion. But possession stays with Eclipse. Cutry, he scored the last one. Aiden Kwok, lefty dodging. Good defense being played by number 33, Cale Seaman. He scored Fusion's last goal, and there's a nice little cut and feed. Shot goes over the cage. Possession staying with Eclipse. That was a nice look from Eclipse attackman number 21, Liam Regan. Ball's down. Loose between the lines. Nice pickup. Tough ground ball picked up by Caleb Kegler.
Got numbers if they push. One more.
And there it is. Hengst has had a couple of helpers in this game, but now he's on the receiving end of transition. Credit Caleb Kegler with the tough ground ball starting that opportunity.
Good job recognizing that they had numbers, pushed that transition. I love seeing transition lacrosse. I think it's the best play. Right here, take a look. Good look. Got his head up. Good feed. Draw that point defenseman. Just a perfect break right here, right? Get right down to that base guy. Nice 5-hole shot from Hanks. Just really good play from them, from, like you said, from the ground ball all the way to the finish.
Loose ball. Still loose. Picked up now by Eclipse. Max Deneen, he's got a goal here so far today. Ryan Fish into the game for Eclipse. Offense being settled by Callum McBride. Nice step to cage. He gets free. Shot. Nice save.
I'd like to see him stay lefty there. Switched it back, which took his hips out of the shot because of where his body was and where he was facing. Didn't really get much on that.
Yeah, Hunter Poet with the save. Stick side high. Morcell. Good clear. Gets it off to Dean Johnson. Johnson will slow it down. You can see the far side of your screen, one of the teams for the upcoming 2028 graduating class. Incoming rising ninth graders are assembling. Deneen on the defensive midfield. Little hesitation, good closeout, good defense by Eclipse.
Fusion being very patient on this possession. Bleeding some clock here.
Yeah, playing with the 2-goal lead. Good situation to be in if you are Fusion.
Get into a little bit of an invert set here, bringing up everybody up high off ball.
Deneen playing defense shot. That's a nice save. Caldroni goes high to make the stop. Gets it over his defenseman, Thomas Frawley.
Good job just staying on that pipe, staying big.
Frawley, good decision to go over with the pole. Now he needs a little help. Nice pop out. Callum McBride. How hard is that as a defender when you make that clear and you're not really used to having the ball in your stick, and then you know, especially young players, what's the mindset when you get it over the midline?
The first thing is you can't stop your feet. Right? What really gets you in trouble is when you stop or you slow down and you start to look. You just got to run hard and run fast, right? Because then you become a target. Right there, again, he came over, saw the defenseman was coming at him, kind of slowed up a little bit. That gave the D guy time to collapse on him and get out to his hand. So you just got to keep moving. And it's on the guys off ball. Recognize, right? We maybe have a tough matchup here. We got to get open and give him an outlet.
Nice move inside. Lefty. That had some pepper on it. Aiden Kwok got inside and unleashes the shot. Backed up by Copeland Law. Looks like Law is going to be guarded by Mick Schlachta behind the cage. Again, another mismatch size-wise, and that's good defense by Schlachta, using the end line as a second defender. Pushes his opponent out of bounds and turnover to Fusion. Nice look. Seth Quinlan pulling it out. McNamee Gomer. Long pole for Eclipse, applying the pressure. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Fusion working the substitution game, had numbers momentarily. Good defense by Eclipse to create a loose ball situation and delay that process.
And Fusion seems to be taking their time in the last two possessions. We talked about it, how without the shot clock, you can really use a lot of clock. And the last two possessions, they've been very, very patient.
Hengst behind the goal. Nice save. Trey Mancuso-Ongaro was playing defense. Caldroni makes the save, and outlet pass not handled initially. Loose ball at midfield. Who will come up with it? Seaman from Fusion trying to get a handle. Ball still loose. Body's flying. Nice pickup by Fusion. Number 55 in white on the sideline. That is Zach Stroll. Tough ground ball.
Yeah.
Numbers. Pogo. Nope. Rings off the iron. Fortuitous bounce for Eclipse. Nice pickup. Watch out. Good recognition. Good weave off of the ground ball by Veter.
He had him much earlier. Got to make that pass right away. He had him right in front of the net. Held it just a little bit too long. Would have been an easy goal. And I really think the difference in this game has been Eclipse's poles, right? With some takeaway checks, some ground balls. They've made all the right outlet passes. Here's a little transition.
And a potential two-goal turnaround. On one end, you had Will Zuckerman's shot blocked. And then on the other, more transition, as it is Caleb Kegler with the goal on the other end.
And he's done a good job on the defensive end as well, but getting back to those poles, like I said, takeaway checks, some really tough ground balls, been great with the ball in their stick, almost had a goal just a moment ago. And look, again, push in transition, this D-midi line, and creating opportunities. Good job rolling to his left hand, good finish, getting it on the ground. But I think that's been the difference in this game. Their defensemen have made a really nice, a lot of nice plays.
Short time here in the third quarter. Ball being ping-ponged around, now picked up by Fusion. Whirling Dervish with the long pole. Tyson Norman, when it gets loose, and when Lady Luck is on your side, everything is going your way. And the Fusion
Another
are going to get one.
Another defenseman for Fusion making a play. I'm telling you, they got a couple guys that can really handle the ball, cover the ball, throw some checks, and they can get out in transition. So it was a good play right here. Good job using his teammate, right? Just batting it to him, and then he avoids this double team here. They get it back on the ground, but he picks it up quickly and gets it right out of his stick. Really nice play for Fusion.
Tyson Norman with the goal. Fusion with a 4-goal lead, up 7-3. We're back with the fourth quarter right after this.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back with the fourth quarter of action here in the graduating class of 2029. Rising 8th graders. The Fusion Futures out of Philadelphia leading Eclipse out of Connecticut 7-3. Mark Dixon, Steve Panarelli. This is our first of 5 games. After this one, we'll have the class of 2028 national championship game. That'll be Express North taking on Leading Edge out of New Jersey. Fans getting into it, cheering on their respective ball clubs. This is a nice reward for these kids. Hard summer of lacrosse, playing in their spring leagues as well.
Yeah.
You hope this is the end of their lacrosse summer.
I would hope, yeah.
Middle of July. Get a game on national television, playing for a national championship. Looks like the Fusion have made a switch in goal. And, of course, I don't have them on my roster. Shout out number 29 in white. Oh, excuse me, it's 32. And I still don't have him on my roster, Steve.
Maybe he left his jersey at home, had to borrow somebody's. That could happen. Eclipse is going to get going. They're going to have to score quick, and they're going to have to win some face-offs here in the fourth because that 12 minutes, especially when it's running, goes fast. They do have a timeout, I believe, still that they can use, but they're going to need to score pretty early here, and quite the opposite if you're Fusion, kind of like they did at the end of that third quarter. Long possessions, take care of the ball, right? Work for a great shot. Don't settle for a good shot.
Yeah, that was a nice shot by Eclipse. The opportunity was snuffed out by the new Fusion netminder. And we'll see what strategy the Fusion Futures incorporate here. Up by 4 goals.
And if you're Eclipse already, you got to start thinking pushing out.
Yeah.
Right? You got to start kind of forcing the action a little bit, maybe locking off, putting your poles in a position where they can try and take one away. You can't sit back for the next 4 or 5 minutes and just let this clock run.
No. Seaman with that offering goes wide. Possession stays with the Fusion Futures. Hengst. He's been a problem all day for this Eclipse defense. Kegler, he's been terrific between the lines in transition. Seaman's got himself a goal with the ball right now. There you see Eclipse coming out a little bit.
You're gonna have to start pushing out.
Ryan Kim applying defensive pressure for Eclipse. Permani. There's a loose ball opportunity. Nice pickup by Fusion. Vider now. Excuse me, that still is Ryan Kim on Permani.
They've killed at least, 2 minutes already?
Yeah. And they took a shot as well, so that kind of gets the referees off your case for
The old
time being. The old possession clock.
The old possession clock's just...
Or shot, the old possession shot.
Yeah, just rip it high and wide.
Patented by the Maryland Terrapins, if
I
may say so myself.
Rip it high and wide.
No shot of going in, but you back it up and you... Thomas, nice individual effort with the pole.
Oh, not there yet.
Yep. Just can't make it through to the offensive end. And here comes Seaman, and now Fusion with some numbers. Seaman surveys the field. Watch out. Nice hustle by Logan Thomas. Another timeout taken, so you might...
1.5.
I've been...
1.5.
1.5. All right. Look at you. I thought it was 1 a game. It's 1.5, and Fusion knows you can't take them home with you, so they call that timeout. They'll save possession again with 8:17 left to go in this game.
Now I really like that timeout in the first half.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, right?
Who knew? Most of the time these tournaments are one timeout a game because you want to keep them moving.
You haven't coached in a while. Any of these tournaments,
I've
right?
ref though.
Oh, all right.
Thank God.
Those are long days refing.
I tell you, I ref this past Tuesday in the Baltimore area at another event, and it is the most miserable I've ever been officiating.
Yeah.
It was so hot. On the field, I think it might have been like 110 degrees, and it was brutal. It's one of those ones where you can't even run. You know, you're just kind of like, and you just want to pay attention as much as you can to get everything. But, yeah, officiating's fun for the most part. That day wasn't fun.
Yeah.
That day was not fun.
I give you credit. People must know who you are out there. You get a lot of people calling you.
No, most people don't know who I am, when I have the hat and the glasses on and, the referee uniform. College coaches know who I am, so they'll chirp me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everybody for the most part's on their best behavior.
Saw a couple interesting parents yesterday at the event. You always get a few, I guess.
I tell you, okay, so, I'm a couple years removed. My kids are done. The club scene, they're both in college. Parents used to be slick with the Red Solo Cups or the Yetis or the Stanleys. They just have beers now in the open on the sideline during the game.
That always makes, I'm sure that makes the officials' jobs much easier as well.
Well, I am official, but I saw some interesting officiating yesterday as well. Takes all kinds, right?
Yeah.
Summer tournaments, gotta love them. You should get into officiating. Well, your kids are still young.
They're young. Yeah. I don't have the temperament. You got to know.
I'm definitely.
I know what you are.
My BS meter is definitely much shorter these days.
Yeah, I have 0. So what do you think it's going to have in mine?
I like to think I've matured and I've mellowed a little bit, but there are certain triggers that are non-negotiables when kids behave in certain ways and coaches behave in a certain way, but. For the most part, it's fun. It's good exercise. These kids are so talented. They work so hard.
Again, we talked about it, right? They're just killing this clock right now.
Yeah. And if you're the officials, you do have to recognize, you can't kill Eclipse here. It's been about a minute. And this is when you start thinking about, okay, guys, let's see some offense, and then another 15, 20 seconds. If there's no attempt to go to the goal, it's where you might put the timer on.
Yeah, it's got to be coming soon.
Yeah. Because, you rule of thumb, 80-second shot clock in college. And some high schools, incorporate NCAA rules. So that's, if you're approaching that 80-second mark, okay, now we got to do something here, boys. Good defense. I want to see a shot clock here. You got to put it on.
Yeah.
It's been 2.5 minutes.
What a difference it's made in the college game.
Oh,
right?
my God. So much. I mean, it makes the game so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Takes the guesswork out for officials.
That too. You can't have an opinion based.
Right.
I just think back, like my freshman year, the year when we won it, we had Mike Powell, a bunch of other really talented guys offensively. I mean, guys would have 3-4 minute possessions. There was no timer on. There was no opportunity really to do anything.
Right.
I wish we had that with some of those guys we had offensively.
Sure.
But, guys could keep the game close, or slow you down or get you frustrated. That's what really happens, too, is you rush.
Right.
Back in the day when you had a really talented group, you don't see the ball for 3 minutes, and all of a sudden you get it, and you take a really bad shot, and all of a sudden now it goes back the other way. Maybe 2-3 minute possession, and your offense hasn't seen it all quarter. So it's been such a difference and such a great part of the game now, and obviously it's here to stay, so that's a good thing.
Some end-to-end action. Caldroni with the save, and now here come the Fusion Futures. Shot underhand by Nicholas Warden goes over the cage, backed up by the Fusion Futures. Looks like they're going to win this 2029 NLF National Championship. Nice feed inside. Now Caldroni. And again, 2 dazzling saves by Double Zero.
Great stops. If they have any chance, it'll be because of those saves right there. Kept them in the game right on the doorstep. Now they got to go get one, and quick.
Cutry. Ryan Kim over to Cutry. Got to go if you are Eclipse. Coming up 4 minutes to go in this contest. This is Cutry. He's getting a lot of space from his defender.
Got to start to go here.
Feed is knocked down. Nice pickup. Tough shot. Save. Nice individual effort from the Eclipse player, Liam Regan, but he's denied.
Ooh, turnover here in the middle of the field.
Shot goes wide, backed up by Eclipse. They're not going away. 3.5 minutes left to go. Quick re-trigger. As you can see, the Eclipse team a little tired. They played a lot of defense this quarter.
Yeah.
And their middies, for the most part, have been two-way. Regan trying to get inside, just no dice. Ball over to Nicholas Warden. Warden unleashes and puts it past the Fusion's netminder. Some low to high heat. 7-4 is the score.
Gonna need a face-off win here and another quick one. Put himself in a position to maybe have an opportunity here, but it wasn't bad defense here by Fusion. Let's see where his stick position was. Yes, you got to bring that stick in the front, right? He's got his stick on his back. He's got to bring that over. He's got to get to his V hold. Try to get to his hands and take something off that shot. You got your stick on his back. It's easy play for him and opportunity to get his hands free, and took advantage of it.
This is good for Fusion. Ball loose at the midfield off the ensuing faceoff. Just bleeds clock, and then they come up with a tough ground ball. Nice pickup by Quinlan. Gets it over to Benelli.
Good job
Good
there.
pressure by Eclipse. That's a tough ground ball by Seaman off of the sideline, and now they can truly taste it. They can settle things down here and force Eclipse to come out and really pressure the ball.
We haven't really seen anybody on the Eclipse side that you feel like can really be a takeaway guy. A lot of good positional type defensemen.
Yeah.
On the other side, if Fusion was down by a goal or two, you feel like they got a couple guys that can go out and go get it.
Yeah, they could ball hawk. Empty net. Goalie Caldroni is out.
So what do? You shoot here or you don't like the shot here?
I think you only shoot if there's a golden opportunity presented. For the most part, just run around and kill the clock. Kegler, he's played well all game here today. Good athlete. Good speed. Like his ability to pick it up off the ground. There's a call. Yeah.
It's going to be too little too late, I think, though.
We've got a player down. Fusion Future player down. That's Kegler with 50 seconds remaining in the contest. Good to see him back on his feet. It's good to see a sport, too, where I like soccer, man. I like watching international soccer. I don't know if you've been watching the Euros or
a little bit.
Copa America, but oh my God, the dives that those guys take.
when I used to play indoor, you'll know Coach Huntley.
Yeah.
He always wanted to save timeouts, so he said if a team goes on a 2 or 3 goal run, somebody just go down. And I would, we'd all look at each other after a goal, and someone would just fall.
Yeah, right.
Grab an ankle, grab a calf.
Sure.
The other team knew they weren't too happy. Sometimes led to a fight, but Coach Hunt's.
You had to do what you had to do.
I'm not burning a timeout. Somebody just go down and give us a break here.
Yeah. But you went down. It wasn't like you had been shot or you're going to lose a limb writhing around in pain, right?
No, it was. I have nothing wrong with me. I'm going to grab my calf, claim a cramp, and then
watch the clock run or save the time. It was clock. Stop the clock. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just stop the run. Just it was like a rule: 3 or 4 in a row, somebody's going to the turf.
Eclipse still hustling, still trying to make some plays out here. This will do it. Final 10 seconds about to tick off here at Stony Brook University. And that'll do it. The Fusion Futures have captured the graduating class of 2029 National Championship. They outlast Eclipse from Connecticut 7-4. Good all-around effort from the Fusion Futures.
Yeah, I thought they were patient offensively. They worked for really good shots. We talked about it throughout the game. I think their defense was great. Takeaway checks, good off the ground, good in transition. Didn't really give Eclipse much. Offensively, obviously holding them to 4 goals in 4 quarters, so you'll always take 1 goal a quarter in this sport. But yeah, really good all-around effort. Did a good job at the face-off X. I think right from the outset they looked like a little bit more of an athletic team, like the better team, and they were able to keep it up for 4 quarters.
Once again, your final here from Stony Brook University, Fusion Futures 7 and the Eclipse 4. For Steve Panarelli, this is Mark Dixon. Stick around. We got the class of 2028 coming up very soon here on ESPN+.